hardafseltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. The peach, the lemon lime, the strawberry shortcake, and the blue raspberry. No carbs, no sugars, no gluten. If you give a shit about that, we are live in over 100 stores in Tennessee. More just opened up. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin' Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Holloway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros Fake News, everybody. We don't typically have a guest on the show for fake news. Usually it's just D'Anthony and I. As you've probably heard by now, Kanye West was down the street at Alex Jones earlier, and he just finished up his show, and he asked if he could pop by the studio today, so we've got Kanye in studio today. Mr. West, how are you?
I am Kanye West.
It's dead on. It sounds dead on. What do you got there with you today, Kanye?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Any toys? Any puppets? Any Hitler memorabilia? You
God.
got anything around you today?
I can't see through this goddamn thing.
How is he able to talk with that on?
I don't know how he's able to form coherent sentences considering how fucking stupid he is.
It's crazy, man. This is clearly a guy in the midst of a mental breakdown right now as we speak. If you haven't seen it, it just ended a little bit ago. Alex Jones usually goes live on Infowars every single day. Same as here, but Kanye was right down the street. Bob, do you have a clip of this here that we can show the people if you've not seen this today?
Yeah, we'll just start off with a banger.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I get you're explaining that, like you said, you love the Zionists. You don't agree with some of the things they're doing, even though you don't support a lot of what's happening. Seriously, I've really studied a lot of history. Plus, I had family that was there, and so I mean, I don't think Hitler was a good guy. I get the Hugo Boss uniforms, amazing, but I mean, just because you're in love with the design, you're a designer. Can we just kind of say like you like the uniforms, but that's about
No,
it?
no. There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot of things. Hey, Netton, what did you think about that, Netton? This is insane. You are an insane person. How could you say something? It's okay that...
So let me ask you, you like the Azog battalion because they openly howl Hitler. They're the leftovers of World
So
War
is
II.
that Netanyahu
They support
supposed to be the
Zelensky
fishnet right there,
attacking
little
Russia,
net?
So you
Yeah.
like the Azog battalion.
I love everyone.
Well, my point is, you weren't involved. No, I get you're explaining that.
I mean, what are we doing here, dude?
What
are we doing
That's
here?
one of many really, really stupid things.
It appears as if he used a little tiny fishbowl net
Yeah.
to be a puppet of Netanyahu, who is the president of Israel, I believe. Or is it prime minister? What do they say over there?
He was the prime minister, and now I believe he is again. Or
Yeah,
he's
his-
about,
I
I
think
don't,
he
I don't
is
know if he's been sworn
again,
in
right?
officially
But
yet,
he
but
will
he did
be,
win
yeah.
the election.
But he will be.
Yeah. Well, he didn't win the election. It's a parliamentary system, so his party won the majority of seats and blah, blah, blah. Anyways,
Right.
So he first started with the Netanyahu stuff with no, they're not a sponsor, but Yoo-Hoo, which I believe is a sports drink, right?
Yoo-Hoo?
No, it's chocolate
No,
drink.
it's chocolate
No, I know.
milk.
I drank it before every game.
As a child?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He was like, I'm tired of people saying my name is Yoo-Hoo. My name is Netanyahu. And he pulled up the fishnet. It's like, holy shit, bro.
Wow. What is this at this point? Is this like just kind of performance art? It seems like, remember Joaquin Phoenix's whole bullshit when he was doing the movie where he was a fake rapper and everything else? Like, if this is a bit, it's not working. It's not something that's really gonna catch on here.
Bob and I were talking about it before the show. When somebody goes wild like this, my brain goes a couple of places, and pretty much in this order. First is like, okay, this doesn't make any sense, but how can I rationalize it to make it benefit this person that's doing it in some way? And if I can't find an answer to that, the second step is, okay, who are they hurting with this? Because that would make sense too. It may not benefit me, but I'm at least going to burn this all down.
Right.
And then the last step is it's just fucking chaos, which is apparently what this is. Now, there have been, over the last week especially, I've seen so many people in the media, and in the alt media, and then on social media, trying to defend Kanye. Like, he's out there trying to expose what's going on with Balenciaga and blah, blah, blah. No, he's not. Alex Jones is.
Yeah.
For sure, but this dude is fucking crazy. Nothing he's doing makes any sense, and it's definitely not helping anything. Like, if you're... if you believe all this shit about the cabal of people who are trying to sexualize children and blah, 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 and all this other stuff, which I do believe there's something to that, and you're going to let this dude be the spokesperson for it? A guy who's wearing a goddamn ski mask backwards, using a fishnet as a puppet, and then saying that, I mean, Hitler, it's not that, like, I understand that Hitler was evil, but here are some contributions he made. It's like, no, Hitler was a good guy.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep. Yeah.
That's the end of the conversation right there, my man.
We did a little, like I was watching it right before Ross Patterson Revolution this morning, and we called it live. So many people were hitting me up. I was like, man, I'll flip on over to the old Infowars there and check this out. At one point, Bob, you and I were watching it, and he said that Hitler created the microphone.
Yeah, I think I have that clip. Let me check it out.
Okay, because we watched that, and then I believe he said Hitler created highways as well.
Highways and the microphone.
Okay.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, you have that clip?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and pop that
As a
up.
Nazi, you don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well,
Turn it up if you can.
I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love.
Okay, can you find a clip without this stupid
Wow, yeah,
screaming over it?
Yeah, get that out of there, because that's he's using a clip of
American
History
But
X.
that is the only video that's out of that. It does have the American History X shit woven into it. So maybe just play the audio.
Here is this.
My God, dude, this is
Here it is.
fucking chaos. Go ahead, yeah.
I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love, us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician. You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
You're not a Nazi.
What the fuck, dude?
By the way, the video's already ineligible for monetization.
Oh, yeah.
Ours?
100%. Yeah. Emil Berliner invented the microphone in 1877.
Okay.
About, 12 years before Hitler was born?
What did it say, by the way, for ineligible for monetization for American History X?
No. I mean, even the first video we showed, the age is now, or the video is age restricted immediately.
Oh, well, yeah, all of our videos should be age restricted.
But it
to be
also
fair.
says ineligible. Like, we can't even.
That's hilarious.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
We don't make any money there anyway.
No, which is why we're on Patreon. Drinkin' Bros podcast on Patreon. Go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
Damn it, I forgot.
I love how he's doing this same, to a much shittier extent, but the same bullshit that Kyrie Irving did, where he's like, I'm only love. I love all people. Therefore, like, I love Hitler. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, that's stupid. It's like, don't be so open-minded that your brain falls out.
Yeah. That's odd, man.
You can. There are standards in the world. One of them is don't wipe out an entire race of people.
Yeah.
That's right up there at the top.
It's pretty high.
One
it's
of
pretty
the
high up there.
one of the big ones,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
And how? I mean, Jesus Christ. Did anybody have Alex Jones being the most reasonable person in the room on their fucking bingo card for today. In any circumstance.
Wow, dude.
This is a wild one. This wasn't even in the news. We just, it
No,
was so fucking
this just
crazy.
happened moments ago, and we thought we would play it on here, but I don't know where you go with this. Again, I don't know where you go with this. Now, there is and has been a documentary film crew with him. So again, maybe this is some type of Joaquin Phoenix type sitch, but like, I don't know that you can go there with this, right?
Well, who's the audience for the eventual
I don't
documentary?
know, because I didn't think there was an audience for the Joaquin Phoenix thing either.
There wasn't. Nobody watched that
No.
shit. The most traction it got is the late night show stuff he did.
But that was live.
There was only
Yeah.
there were only 3 appearances, and the last one ended with him just sitting there, kind of like fucking staring off into nowhere, and nobody else booked him again after that.
Right. Yeah, very, very odd. And I don't know where you go from here. People even hit us up and they were like, hey, dude, you're going to have him on the show. Call Alex and get him down here, Kanye. And I was like, no, I think we're good. I think we're good on
Alex, anytime on a Patreon show.
Sure.
Because, say what you want about Alex Jones fucking up that whole Sandy Hook thing, but he didn't actually hurt any children. And it's a fact that if it weren't for Alex Jones, underage girls internationally would still be getting kidnapped and raped by Epstein and Maxwell, the American political establishment, Wall Street, and Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's a fact,
Yeah.
right?
But we wouldn't have Kanye on the show whenever this fucking bit is. And who's the Nick Fuentes guy? What's the story? So is he a white nationalist?
Yes.
Is this a bit too?
Yeah, he is.
He is. I don't know anything about this guy. Yeah. And truthfully, I hadn't heard anything about this until he was going around with him. Where did this fucking guy come from, Bob? Do we know that?
We've played a clip of him before. It was when he was introducing Marjorie Taylor Greene, who spoke at his conference.
Okay.
So this is the clip I think we played of him before. He is fucking...
This is the guy? Okay, play this right here.
This is he's a very punchable human being.
Okay.
We are honored, we are humbled and excited to welcome to the stage right now for our first speech, and we love to get to know her much better. I think this is going to be the beginning of something great. The representative from Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
White power. What? You can just hear it in the background. Rob, I just sent you a link to a Twitter thread by Benny Johnson, who's a political commentator. And it is.
Oh, I know Benny Johnson.
It's a thread of all the weird shit that Nick Fuentes has said. We could run through a couple of the videos.
Yeah, go ahead and play it. I mean, if we're demonetized anyways, on this
I just
thing,
want
who gives a shit?
I'd like the audience to know. I don't want to hear any fucking fanboy alt-right bullshit about how Nick Fuentes is just misunderstood. Let's hear him in his own fucking words.
Okay.
It was better for them too, number one, but number two, who cares? Who cares? Enough with the Jim Crow stuff. Who cares? Oh, to drink out of a different water fountain. Big fucking deal. Oh no, they had to go to a different school. Their water fountain in that famous picture was worse. Who cares? Grow up, drink out of the fucking water fountain. It's water, it's the same. And even if it was bad, who cares? Who cares? It's better. It's better in general. We all agree it was better for them. It's better for us. Better in general.
So you don't think this is a bit at all? Like you think he's really like this? This is what I can't tell.
I don't care.
Yeah.
If your show is about how you're a fucking white supremacist, then I don't really give a shit.
Is that what the show is?
I mean,
forgive me because I literally know nothing about this person.
Literally, everything this dude says centers around that. So there's another video that follows that one in this thread. You can see where he says that the numbers just don't add up about the Holocaust, which is fucking nonsense. He goes after Dave Rubin for being Jewish and gay. He called Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire a race traitor because he works for Jews, referring to Ben Shapiro. He said he made one really funny comment, which was that he was talking about Dinesh D'Souza, right? Who I think is a cunt. I hate that guy. He's a complete fucking shill. He's actually a felon as well. But anyways, he was like, I don't remember there being any names like D'Souza on the fucking Independence or the Declaration of Independence. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's probably right. Yeah. Probably wasn't a Fuentes in that list as well.
Nope, sure wasn't.
You fucking dummy. Like this,
Sure wasn't.
he's just the biggest piece of shit on earth.
And if it is a bit, it's not a great bit. I mean, what's the hopes and dreams here for this dude to pretend that he is a white supremacist and go like, you can't book that anywhere. You can't monetize that bit. It's not like you're Andy Kaufman. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's got rightwingwatch.org is who posted all these videos of him, but it's from his channel. I don't know what his channel is called, but I'm sure they make money. Otherwise, he wouldn't be doing it. Bob, can you scroll down to the one that says Fuentes was upset when Trump disavowed white supremacy? Because I think that's the one with the D'Souza quote in it. Yeah,
he said he was upset that Trump disavowed it?
Disavow white supremacy is very cucked and blue-pilled. You know, totally wrong and a big mistake. I get, you know, there's a lot of pressure on him right now. There's a lot of calls for him to disavow the stuff, even from his own side. You know, these people like, what's this guy, Tim Scott, who earlier today was like, white nationalism is antithetical to the American creed. But what do you know about the American creed? You know, and Dinesh D'Souza, President Trump should make a speech talking about the roots of white nationalism and white supremacy. When the fuck did you get here? 1990? You know, Dinesh D'Souza. I'm sorry, anybody sounding like Dinesh D'Souza signed the Constitution of the United States or the Declaration of Independence? I don't remember that. I remember Dinesh D'Souza got Sam Francis's career destroyed because he's a fucking liar. Sorry for the language, but, you know, really, Dinesh D'Souza is going to roll up to our shore from India, from smelly, open defecation India, and he's going to tell us that Robert E. Lee was racist and, our ancestors were villains, as long as they were Democrats, you know? So Dinesh D'Souza can go to hell, and all these people can't.
So there's some hot takes. There's some hot takes in there. Right?
Yeah.
Like Senator Tim Scott,
who's black,
dude, but is American.
Sure.
You don't know shit about America because question marks. But the implication is very clear. This guy's a piece of shit.
Yes.
So there's no reason to ever listen to anything he says.
At all. And then last question for you here again, because I know nothing about this guy. What is rightwingwatch.org? Like, what is that exactly?
It's probably one of those Soros-funded media organizations.
It's Libs of TikTok, but reverse.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not because it's corporately funded.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the same function.
Well,
they post wacky shit from the right.
But it's not just that. It's like if you follow their accounts, they also try to associate just standard conservatism with all of this.
Okay.
Whereas I don't think Libs of TikTok does that. They don't say, "Oh, you believe in fucking paid sick leave? You must be trying to groom children." They don't ever make those connections. But
okay.
Yes, it's.
So you're saying this is Soros funded, this thing?
I don't know for sure that one specifically is, but it's like that. So, you know, one of Soros's organizations owns PolitiFact, right?
I didn't know that.
Or they're a huge benefactor of that. So it's like, yeah.
Okay. Because if you were going to do it, right? Let's say you were to pay somebody, let's say this is the guy, right? Let's say you're paying Nick Fuentes, I don't know, fucking $2 million a year to do this shit.
Who are you talking about paying him?
So let's take somebody like Soros, right? Just to get a bunch of clips, a bunch of bits, a bunch of things out into the world to make it seem like there is people like this who exist, who have a following, who are popular on social media and elsewhere. That would be beneficial to your cause in today's society.
Sure, and it wouldn't be outside of the purview of the DNC specifically because they spent something like $100 million in these last midterm elections on crazy Republican candidates that they wanted to win their primaries.
Right.
So they didn't have to face an actual candidate.
Mm-hmm. So putting people out into the world like this is beneficial. And let's face it, if you're this dude, what do you have? What do you care? And what do you have to live for? If you're getting paid a fuck ton of money to do this type of shit. Otherwise, if that's not the case, I can't figure it out because I don't know how you monetize this or live a normal life.
Yeah, I don't really know. What's Nick Fuentes' website? I'm sure he's got his own fucking I doubt he's got a YouTube channel anymore, but he streams somewhere for sure, right?
Has to. Well, it's obviously on this thing, which is, you know, it appears to be like an Infowars-ish type site where they're running live video. Granted, the quality's not great on that thing, but Yeah, this guy kind of came out of nowhere, at least for me. And then the Kanye shit is the first time that I've really heard him or seen him pop up there. But this shit today is off the rails, and this is everywhere right now. I mean, fucking Drudge Report, TMZ, everybody's covering this Kanye shit. And I don't know what or where he goes from this.
Kanye?
Yes.
Yeah, he's kind of circling the drain right now, but it's hard to tell what the fucking purpose of all of it is, or if it's just chaos. You know what I mean? I really can't. I don't have a read on this.
I don't either, because I mean, I'm looking at Twitter right now. He's trending #1 in the world. He also announced that he's running for president as well, which is, let's face it, not a thing. Yeah, this is fucking wild, dude. It's just going to get crazy. And the other thing, too, is like, dude, now it's just clips of Alex Jones everywhere. all over.
Yeah, which is, good for Alex, because people are going to go to Infowars.com or band.tv and watch his stuff, which I encourage you to do, because if you can sort through all of the yelling and crazy bullshit, there's a lot of information there.
Yeah, and one of his quotes that they're using here from Kanye was, we got to stop dissing the Nazis all the time, man.
Is that like...
That's serious. That's an actual quote, yes.
Those are going to be lyrics on a new song?
I don't know.
Can someone play me a beat? No, don't do that. I don't want to fucking get clipped.
Wow. Well, it doesn't really matter anyways. This episode's demonetized. Who gives a shit? And an age restriction for what? Playing somebody else's fucking feed that's going around the entire internet all day?
To be honest, if I had young kids, I would not want them watching this show.
That's true. Well, we don't tell them to watch the goddamn show anyway. So,
yeah.
Next up here, wow. Where do you go after that? Where do you go today? Former Twitter executive admits his mistake. Yoel Roth, who was Twitter's head of trust and safety until he quit in November in the wake of Elon Musk's $44 billion takeover, confessed Tuesday that the company erred in restricting people from sharing the scoop. Huh, you don't say. The former Twitter exec and safety chief who played a key role in censoring the post's October 2020 expose on Hunter Biden's infamous laptop has admitted it was a mistake more than 2 years later, while his one-time boss, Elon Musk, acknowledged Wednesday that the social media giant has interfered in elections. In an interview with journalist Kara Swisher, Roth appeared to deflect the blame, insisting that even though he had concerns about the authenticity of the first son's device, it never got to the point where he thought the story should be suppressed. Of all of these people, former execs to Zuck and the rest of the media are now trying to distance themselves from this bullshit now that the Republicans control the House. Why? Because they know the reckoning is coming now, probably.
I mean,
right?
Republicans are pussies too, so we'll see if this happens or not. But they're definitely hedging.
You have to.
Like remember this, every piece of information that was banned from social media under the guise of it being misinformation all that information turned out to be true. Literally every single one of the stories. Hunter Biden's laptop, true. Vaccines don't prevent infection or spread. True. Boosters don't fucking work. Masks don't work. True. Kids are suffering because they're not in classrooms. True. All of this stuff, right, was true. So the idea that it was a mistake by them, that's nonsense.
Right.
That's not what happened. They fucking told people that didn't get vaccinated they hope they die. They told them that fucking get ready for a winter of severe disease and death and blah, blah, blah. This is a disease with the unvaccinated. Fuck you, cunts. You have colluded with the government to suppress information, right?
Right before an election.
Right before an election, to both sway the outcome of the election and to assist the government in further oppressing its people. So fuck you. You're never going to be forgiven. We're never going to forget this shit. And then the first opportunity we get, we're going to fucking hammer you.
Yeah.
The end.
Because with this Hunter Biden shit, even Jen Psaki, when she was questioned about it, she said it was Russian disinformation. And it's not.
Well, it would be something, right, if the penalty for government officials lying to people like this were imprisonment. I think that would be a great thing for a country.
Yeah.
Right?
But it isn't.
No.
And the closest I've seen to it, to be honest with you, was this morning. I don't know if you caught this. George Stephanopoulos actually did the first sit-down interview with that Sam Bankman-Fried fucking dude?
That's the next story.
Oh, it is?
Well,
Shit.
part of it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll hop on into that then because I watched it. It was long as fuck. I couldn't believe this dude sat down with it. Speaking of the media, why is the media trying to rehabilitate the image of Sam Bankman-Fried? That's a weird one to me too. Although I did watch. Did you end up watching this thing?
I watched the town hall thing he did with the New York Times, and I watched the George Stephanopoulos thing. Yeah.
Okay. So the crypto community has expressed a heavy disapproval of the New York Times interview with FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, saying it paints a soft picture of the situation. The crypto community is beginning to draw attention to New York Times report, which the piece is titled "How Sam Bankman-Fried's Crypto Empire Collapsed," and talks about how the exchange fell. However, crypto community members believe that the piece airbrushed the events and glossed over key details. Specifically, they took offense to how it looked over some key reports and the soft touch, which it reported the downfall of FTX. Now, with the Stephanopoulos thing this morning, I thought he asked pretty tough questions and wouldn't let him off the hook of whether or not he knew that Homegirl was funneling money to that Alameda fund, right? From FTX to there. Man, I can't figure this fucking guy out either. This is another bizarre one to me. So if you watched it and you said you did, there was points in the interview where he mouthed the words after George Stephanopoulos said it, almost as if he was repeating it to himself before he said the answer to some of these questions.
He's on all kinds of drugs and shit too. So he's on MSAM, which is a fucking drug for anxiety and shit like that, but it's a transdermal patch that a lot of people are using as a nootropic now. They're all, like, it's like crushing up Adderall and putting it up their butts. Who knows what's going on down there?
Okay.
So yeah, his behavior is going to be a little bit weird. Also, he knows he's this close to getting fucking either imprisoned for life or murdered by somebody who fucked him over, or who he fucked over, right?
And oddly enough, this was a question that I wanted to ask you. When I saw this and he hammered him about the celebrities and all the people that have lost money, I thought one of two things. Either he's going to get murked or he's going to off himself. I don't think there's any way out of this.
Yeah. Well, the media sure is trying. Like that. I don't know if you watched that New York Times speaking event that he did. But it was all just complete softball stuff. They didn't drill down on anything. They allowed him to say he's sorry, that if I'd paid a little bit more attention, the outcome would have been better and stuff like that, without saying what?
Yeah,
that's like your kid fucking dies and you're like, if I had spent just one more hour a day, watching the kid, probably still be alive.
Right.
It's like, oh man, I understand. We all make mistakes. So no, fuck you, guy. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? And then Sorkin actually had the audacity to thank him for his time today.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So why are they working overtime to let this guy off the hook, in your opinion?
I fucking don't know, man. I mean, what could this is the cui bono thing I always tell you to think about. What could the media possibly have to gain from this dude getting away with defrauding customers to the tune of, let's say, $8 billion, right? Plus way more in market capital and stuff.
I was going to say, yeah, because Stephanopoulos said it was around $20 billion. Yeah. The kid today said, or is he a kid? What is he? How old is this
30,
fucking guy?
I think.
All right, so he's a fucking grown-up. He said he's got about $100,000 in the bank. And that's it. And then obviously lawsuits and investigations. And
now
all
he's
shit.
making, this is the weirdest part and the most telling part, in my opinion, about the whole thing. So when pushed about his contributions to Democratic candidates, he said, well, I also gave a bunch of money to Republican candidates. It just was dark money. What do you mean? What does that mean? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You gave bags of money to Republican candidates? Which ones? He should be arrested just for saying that, right? This is a company that had public responsibilities, and now he's talking about using dark means to transfer money to politicians in America. Right. He should be immediately arrested for making that statement in public, because all of that is illegal. But it's not. It's probably not true.
Yeah.
Probably not. His handler in the fucking U.S. government probably told him to say, well, it wasn't just Democrats. It was also that way. People are like, oh, fuck it. Guess everybody's doing it, to try to fucking diffuse the situation a little bit. This guy needs to be, this is our current version of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. It's another dude who's getting really close to being in U.S. custody, who will probably never tell us what actually happened, and he'll mysteriously die somewhere.
Yeah. I think so, too. And right now, he's still in the Bahamas. He's living at his parents' house, from what he said this morning on ABC. And, man, this one is so wild to me, where it's like, is the cover-up coming because of where the money went to? And they knew. Because all that money went to the Democratic Party initially, and a couple Republican. Like, it really does feel like an Epstein sitch where they probably have a lot of politicians on this. And I don't see this fucking dude living past the new year.
I would be surprised if he makes it much longer, although I'm surprised Ghislaine Maxwell is still alive.
That's true, yeah.
And I'm surprised. I mean, who in the U.S. government, this is why anytime anybody tells me anything positive about somebody that works for Homeland Security or the FBI or who was a politician in America in any capacity at the federal level, like, oh, yeah, they're one of the good ones. If they were one of the good ones, they would fucking walk to the Department of Justice right now and sit down in that office with a fucking live stream on until somebody brought that black book out to list all the people that raped fucking children for years and made money doing it.
And yet we have no answers on that either, at all. And I don't think we're ever going to get any. And it seems like nobody's even asking questions anymore.
No.
Do you ever hear about her? For real, once that case was over, and it was probably, the only case that we've had that wasn't fucking televised? We televised Johnny Depp's case for trial, for Christ's sakes.
Well, that was civil and state trial, I believe. It's not federal trials by law are not allowed to be televised for some reason.
That's fucking insane, dude.
It's weird.
Yeah, televise all of them. Shit, who gives a fuck? But yeah, that story's disappeared. This story has turned where we're trying to make the spin to me seems like they're trying to make it look like it was just a failed tech startup company.
And not something more nefarious. Yeah,
right.
That's correct. Yeah. Because a tech company failing and losing a bunch of money is a story. A tech company failing, and the reason they failed is because this kid was loaning out money to a bunch of politicians and overseas interests, and all that makes a bunch of other people complicit in the act and not just him.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening right now.
One of the other questions, too, this morning was about the $1 billion that is allegedly missing, right? And he doesn't know where that is, he says. That's bullshit to me as well. Now, this is something I want to ask you because I'm not that deep into crypto and I don't know that much about it. Is it possible he's just got billions of dollars stashed on a drive somewhere?
Yeah, that's to have money stashed on a drive somewhere is definitely possible. Yes, but I don't know if he does or how that would. I haven't looked through the movement of funds in and out of his FTX exchange and anything like that.
Okay.
Somebody else would have to answer that question.
Yeah, because, as the interview went on and all this other shit, he was going through it and saying, I got lazy and with the company a little bit, and it kind of got off the rails, and I just wasn't paying attention as much. It got a little cocky. And I was like, but with $20 billion and you didn't really notice that was all going to come crashing down? The whole thing is so fucking odd that this story isn't even close to unfolding right now. And why he's doing press at all is a goddamn shock.
Yeah, if I was his general counsel, I would definitely say don't do this.
Well, so in that Stephanopoulos interview, that when they asked him that's what he said. He goes, look, man, we asked him 1,000,000 times, and his general counsel said, do not do this interview. And he keeps doing fucking interviews. So who knows? Maybe he does. Maybe he knows he doesn't have that much time to live. And he's just like, well, let's just try to get out there and do what we can before I get offed. But he's down in the Bahamas. I don't know where the girl is, and I don't know where the other dudes are, because they didn't say anything about those guys in either of these pieces. Did you hear anything?
No, they're probably dead.
You think the girl is?
Not the girl, but the Asian kid's probably gone.
Okay.
Like I don't know what frankly, if there was a story tomorrow where it's like, oh, they all fucking committed mass suicide, I would not be surprised by that. And I would not be surprised if the quote unquote mass suicide was inflicted by gunshot wounds to the back of the head.
Okay. Well, we'll find out as it keeps going along. If you are going to get one of those gunshot wounds to the back of the head, you might as well do it in a ghost bed from ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Is there a better place to die? Probably not. Die in comfort. All right, if you're gonna die, just die in comfort from a ghost bed. From ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. 30% off a mattress right now, and you get 2 free luxury pillows with it. You can lay your little head down on that, maybe go through the pillow on the back of that. Act like a little silencer. And I know Ghostbed can't say it, but their pillows would probably silence a weapon pretty decently, right?
You would think so, yeah. I mean, only one shot, right?
Give it a go. Over at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Peruse the whole store. You get 30% off everything. The sheets. They got the shredded pillows too, where you can put more or less inside of there. They got the weighted blanket, 30% off everything in the entire store. Promo code Drinkin Bros. You can get as many things as you want there. 40% off that bundle package, dog. It's the adjustable base and the mattress combined together. It's got a super sleek remote, book mode setting, TV mode setting, all of the things there. It's got flashlights in case you need to get up and take a piss in the middle of the night.
Or
if you flick that.
If you drop some of your crystal meth off the side of the bed.
Very good for that.
You don't want to, here's the thing about dropping crystal meth off the side of the bed. You need to find it immediately.
Yep.
Right? And
Sure
you're not
do.
going to be able to do that without extra light.
You really aren't. And I don't know another mattress company that offers that. Now, when you check out over there at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros, scroll down to the bottom of the page. You'll see a 60-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest there as long as you have decent credit. Check that box, and all the deals I mentioned are applicable with that. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today, and with the deals in the 60 months, you can walk out of there. Brand new bedroom set for about $25 a month, kids. We'll see you on over at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today.
Wait. So I want to talk about something called the Rogan effect. Rob, I just sent you a link.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people got into podcasting because of this dude. But I think a lot more people have gotten into things like nootropics, jujitsu, so working out, cold baths and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, at no point in
bow hunting,
yeah, is another one. At no point in history have people been particularly afraid of comedians, right? Because they're just like usually scrawny, little awkward fucking weirdos who cope with the horrors of life by making fun of it.
Sure.
And now things have changed a little bit. So, Bob, you want to throw this up? There's a comedian somewhere around. It was earlier this week, I think. And some guy was upset at one of the jokes and tried to storm the Capitol on him. And
really?
Now we'll see the result.
This is fun. Let's see it. Yeah. Play it, Bob. What do we got?
60-year-old baby. I don't get my way. Listen, I don't get my way. Are you gonna start shooting me right now?
Oh shit!
What I tell you? What I tell you?
Come on!
What I tell you?
Call the ambulance.
I'm a 60-year-old baby. I don't get my way.
Yes! Listen, one more time with this, Bob. This is a hell of a front kick. Oh man!
What I tell you? What I tell you?
Come on!
What I tell you?
Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance.
Call the ambulance.
How did that knock him out?
Well, that was a lot of force one, and it probably hit the back of his dome on that floor.
The only thing that could have made that better is if he had gone over and Call of Duty style teabagged that dude 4 or 5 times.
Or if puke would have just shot out of his mouth and he
I
would
don't
have
give
thrown
a
up
shit
from the kick.
what you hear at a comedy show. If it upsets you enough to charge the stage, then you're getting a front kick.
Yeah.
This isn't part of the news either. It just made my day.
That's amazing.
I saw it earlier. So.
Yeah, thank you. Yep. Thank you for that.
Share that with everybody.
Greatly appreciate it.
I don't even know who the comedian is.
I don't either. I don't even care. The front kick was impressive, and it was worthy of seeing on television.
Bob, maybe you can find out who that comedian was so we can give him a shout out. Maybe he's got a YouTube channel. And his YouTube channel is probably all stuff about him saying how great Kanye is, but whatever.
Front kicking an old man. I love it, dude. The guy deserved it, so fuck him.
Sure did.
Next up, why is the U.S. so interested in Ukraine? This is a question that's been rattling around the old brains of ours here since the very beginning. Not our circus, not our monkeys is a phrase you'll hear a lot to describe this, but it's no secret that the political class on both sides in the U.S. has been salivating to send more and more money to Ukraine and wade into a larger conflict if possible. But why? Same old why. It's money, actually. The EU has accused the U.S. of profiteering from the Ukraine war by selling guns and gas at ramped up prices.
That's right.
Several high-ranking officials within the bloc accused Joe Biden of capitalizing on the brutal Russian invasion by marking up the costs to import the vital products.
Two and 300% markups on the cost of fuel, energy, while they're in the middle of a fucking nationwide blackout, basically, because of Russian attacks.
Right.
On weapons, on food, all kinds of stuff, right? So it's the same old story, right? It's war profiteering. That's what the U.S. does.
Yeah. Yeah.
One senior official from the EU told Politico that they believe America was standing to gain the most from the continuation of the fighting 9 months now after Russia first invaded. That official says, the fact is, if you look at it soberly, the country that is most profiting from this war is the U.S. because they are selling more gas and at higher prices and because they are selling more weapons, ... Now, this is no surprise, I guess, but it is very interesting that the other world leaders are now finally calling out the U.S. military-industrial complex on this. Earlier today, Biden did a fucking press conference with Macron from France, who they've had a tiff going back and forth about this specific issue right here.
Yeah.
Which is that, like, a lot of people in the EU are like, hey, we need to fucking try to negotiate some kind of end to this conflict. And the U.S. especially has been against that. Although they've said publicly that they support some kind of negotiation, behind the scenes they continue to fucking sabotage things. What's the answer? Why would they do that? It's obvious, so they can make more fucking money.
Yeah. That's pretty much it, right? And with all of this shit, I'm not really surprised by it. What's he saying is the reason, though, for the higher gas prices? Because we have higher gas prices over here?
No, they're paying considerably more than what we are for the same fuel.
Okay.
Yep.
And he's just getting a little extra for the big guy, a little 10% for the big guy in there.
Well,
huh?
when politicians tell you, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, try to tell you that this is the right thing to do, that you can tighten your belt so we can take care of Ukraine, you know what I mean? Remember this. Remember that they're taking money during record inflation and a deep recession and sending it to a foreign country and profiting personally from that transaction. That's what's really happening.
Yeah. And this is going to keep going on for a while. They have if you're making that much money off of it, why stop it? That'll keep happening forever over there. So
why stop it so people stop dying would be a good answer to that.
No, but for as far as for fucking Biden and those guys making money, like, shit, they don't give a shit.
Oh, yeah, they don't care. He was eating fucking lobsters at their little get-up today. Got made fun of quite a bit by politicians on both sides of the aisle for it.
Oh, for eating lobsters today?
It's like there's a famine going on, and you just sit there with your fucking little purple hat on, eating steaks. Like, man, you guys sure do look hungry. That would be upsetting to a lot of people, and reasonably so.
Have a steak and lobby, dude, if you can have it. Just have a little lobby for lunch. I'm assuming it was a lunch if it was this early, right?
It may have been the dinner last night. I don't know for sure.
Lobsters for lunch, though, is a baller move if you can do it,
I don't even know why lobster's expensive. It's not like it's hard to catch.
It is great, though.
They used to feed it to prisoners.
Yeah. Did they really?
Back in the day, back in like colonial to just post-revolutionary World War or United States. That was just like fucking sea bugs that they'd be like, eat this, you rapist.
Man.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they were raping so hard. You ever think of that, Bob?
They were eating good.
I know.
In the neighborhood.
Yeah, they sure were, dude.
Wait, is that Applebee's eating good in the neighborhood?
Yeah, it sure is.
Fun fact, Applebee's was founded to feed prisoners.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. Fun fact, a lot of people who go there are ex-prisoners, okay? And I love that goddamn place, and I'll never shit on Applebee's, dude. I love you.
Applebee's, I don't know how they did it, but they figured out a way to make a steak less than half an inch thick. I mean, that's...
Skirt steak, homeboy.
No, it's a ribeye.
Is it?
They just cut it into thirds. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Those potato skins, though, really rock my fucking world. God damn it, I love a little Applebee's. Damn
I do enjoy potato skins. I'm not gonna lie.
Pea skins, dude.
Yeah. And that is one where you have to use a small or medium size to make sure it gets cooked all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
And you cut out the middle part and you have 2/3 on the outside.
Sure do.
That part makes sense. But if you ever do that to meat, I will hunt you down and tear your lungs out of your body through your ass.
I'm going to be honest. Never had a steak at Applebee's before. I usually go those sizzling fajitas and some pea skins to start. But
It's great. They do a reverse sous vide on
They
it.
sure do.
But by that I mean they put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then boil it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they just put it in the freezer, just frozen. It's frozen water goes through.
Great, man. That's great. Everything they're doing there is right on time. Is there one near here, Bob? I haven't seen one in
Yeah,
Austin.
it's at $2.90 in Mopac.
Why did you know that so fast?
I'll go. Yeah, I'll be going there right after this is over, hombre.
I used to live right next to it.
Did you really? So you know the waiters in there.
I used to.
You know the hostess.
We used to go to that Applebee's sometimes. That's the Applebee's. I've told you guys this before. They serve Jello shots.
Yeah,
Really?
You mentioned that before.
Son of a bitch. $2.90 in Mopac?
Yep.
Mopac Shakur?
Yep.
I'm in, dude.
Jello shots at Applebee's. I have
Fuck
gotten
you. Let's go.
stupidly drunk at that Applebee's before.
I bet, Bob. I bet you've been carried out of that Applebee's before.
Oh yeah.
Applebee's, Chili's, or Outback? Mm-hmm. Which one?
Oh, if I had gunned ahead?
Yeah.
Chili's.
No, that's a good choice.
I
I would probably go Outback.
maybe.
You're right. Shit.
I mean,
'Cause I do. Yeah, man.
Oh, the coconut shrimp.
And there
bloomin'
that
onion.
wedge too, that wedge salad that they start you off with. I might.
They got good bread.
Let me switch my answer. I'm gonna go to.
Isn't Outback the?
I'm gonna go to Outback.
The
I'm sorry.
OG bloomin' onion too.
It is,
They
yeah.
started that
Yeah,
shit.
they did.
Yeah.
The 7,500 calorie
Yeah.
onion.
It's the best.
It's like, hey man,
It's the best.
That
I love it.
works.
I've been getting 5 of those things. I'm gonna go Outback. I want to switch that answer.
I'll go B's for sheer variety.
And the
What-
knife, dude.
Well,
The
somebody-
knife you get, bro.
True.
Beerworth mentioned Texas Roadhouse in that as well, but I see that's basically the same as Outback to me. It's the same. The menus are almost identical. aren't
No. Roadhouse is a little different. It's a little different there. It's not as good. I'm not a Roadhouse guy at all. But that Outback though, I can really butt fuck.
they? What about Waffle House, Denny's, or IHOP?
It's all Waffle House, brother. I could eat Waffle House 3 times a day right now
I've
without
never been. I want to go.
to Waffle House.
Yeah.
What?
So the closest one is about 40 minutes from here. I passed it on the way back from Dallas that night, and I almost stopped. I was like,
not-
shit, I was exhausted.
It's not the one by the airport.
Is there one by the airport?
Yeah.
Fuck you,
It sounds awesome.
man. It is awesome.
It's
It's real
legit.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Bourdain episode where he pretty much treats it like it's a holy
Well,
experience.
let's face it, dude. Bourdain hung himself for a reason.
Yeah.
He hates good things. Sorry.
No, he said it was like a holy experience.
Well, then he went on to shit on it, right?
No.
Are you sure? Is Jessie back there? She would know.
Yeah. No, that entire episode, he just like gasses up Waffle House.
Didn't he shit on Waffle House? Did Bourdain shit on Waffle House, Jesse? No. Oh, he didn't. All right, good. If he did, was it the other guy that was with him, I think?
No, the guy, it was probably, I don't know. No
Okay.
one ever shits on Waffle House.
Good. As
really.
long as they don't, I won't allow that here. I won't allow it. It's great, damn it. Speaking of shitting on people, we got AdamandEve.com as our next sponsor there. And if you're going to do it, man, you might as well jam a vibrator up your ass and let it rip, kids. Adam and Eve has all the fun stuff there, don't they, Bob? You can pop it up. Right now, you get one item for 50% off and free shipping. That's 50% off an adventurous new toy, a slippery lube, or almost anything else you desire. This is actually in the copy.
Yeah, I was
going to
ask
right
if that's
now.
the real copy.
Sure is. It is word for word.
Good for them. This is
the
why
copy that I'm reading right now.
This is why we like Adam and Eve.
Now, I'm a big fan of this. We can't show it.
Promo code Drinkin' Bros at checkout. You get 50% off, one item and free shipping. Why can't we show it?
Well, because
Are we age restricted already?
It's a dong.
But here's what.
Is it a fake dong?
Well, I'm going to tell you what it's called, and I want you to guess what it's for.
Okay.
It's called the accommodator.
Ah.
It straps onto the end of your dick.
Close.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
What do we got?
It's made for extra wide vaginas, so you still feel something when you fuck her.
Is that real?
Also very close. It's essentially so you, as a singular person,
Okay.
can DP.
Oh yeah. So
shit.
it's an add-on dick.
It's an
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys can see it here. It's
Yeah,
essentially-
I can see that
You
thing.
put it on your dick, and then now
so
you get to
can DP. Oh my gosh, dude.
I mean, honestly, that's already easy to do. I don't need to strap something onto me to do that. I could just use my hand. Not my full fist, which I could also use.
Well,
I'm just saying I could use like a rabbit vibrator on the pee hole, and then the B hole is my wiener.
You can, but if you're...
I don't know why I said that like I'm in 8th grade.
Yeah, but if you want to do it yourself and experience 2 dicks, that's a great device. That's amazing.
Wait. What?
Yeah, so what you're doing is you're strapping that on, right? And it'll go right above your dick.
I guess it would be. I mean, it would leave your hands
or mish.
It would leave your hands free to choke and strike the woman.
Correct. Yeah. That's that
one got Bob. He was holding it together pretty good until then.
It was the strike. I didn't expect that to come around the corner.
Are we going to get a call from the ad? This is why all the ads are automated now, because we're going to get a call from the ad agency. Hey, guys, so we were cool with the DP and everything else that you said, including getting shit on. But when you said you were going to commit domestic violence while you were doing it.
Consensual.
Okay.
Consensual. Don't ever strike or choke somebody without their permission.
Okay. There we go.
It's in the copy.
So it doesn't matter what you choose at adamandeve.com. They're going to send it discreetly. Nobody will know. And you're going to get 50% off almost any item in the entire store and free shipping with the promo code Drinkin Bros. That's DRINKINBROS. And Drinkin Bros was our name. This exclusive offer is to show our support. That's what it says in the copy. It's to show our support to the listeners. Why? Why would that show our support? Hey, guys, we care about you so much. We want you to double DP somebody by giving you 50% off a sex toy.
Look, life is tough, man. And if you need, these types of sexual gratification to make your day better, I feel like they are doing a service to the customer.
Oh, shit, dude. That's probably the best ad copy we've ever gotten in our entire life here. Fucking A, dude. Adam and Eve. You did it. You did it, adamandeve.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros. 50% off and free shipping. Choose wisely. You only get one item there. Next up, Danny Masterson got a mistrial. Danny Masterson's trial for forcible rape has been declared a mistrial. The jury.
What's forcible rape?
Yeah, so forcible rape as opposed to straight up rape is what are you holding somebody down or giving them pills, Bob?
Or is it
no,
like
pills wouldn't be? I don't know if that pills would be forcible. It sounds like there's there's like some battery or something involved. Or kidnapping or imprisonment, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It seems the phrase forcible rape seems like there's some other version of less bad rape.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? But I don't think that's just in my own brain. That doesn't seem like reality.
It sure doesn't, but that word is actually used here in the trial. The jury in the 70s show, that 70s show stars trial, says they were unable to reach a verdict on 3 criminal counts in Masterson, and that's it. It was a hung jury. We covered this a little bit on RPR. So Jessie actually said that she thinks he was trying to leave the church and that they fucking set this up so he wouldn't leave the church.
Maybe, yeah. So it was a 6-man, 6-woman panel.
Yep. And one left the day. One juror actually left the day before this went to deliberations.
Yeah. So it was. My first thought was, if everything was on quote unquote on the level with Masterson, that maybe there's a few holdouts keeping from a conviction because Scientology may have gotten involved somehow.
Uh-huh.
But when you look further into the splits, it was on count 1, it was 10-2 not guilty. And then on count 2, it was 8-4 not guilty. And on count 3, it was 7-5 for not guilty. So not guilty had the majority in every one of them.
Oh, wow.
But it was.
And that's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like this is way weirder than I thought. It seems more like
I didn't hear the numbers here. Okay, now that you say the numbers,
it seems way more like either the prosecution was really bad, right? Like we saw in some of these other fucking trials lately, like we saw in the OJ case, for example.
Sure.
Either the prosecution was extremely bad, or Masterson is going to be found not guilty. Was going to be found not guilty before Scientology gummed it up and forced a mistrial so that he would have to go back and trial, which he does now, March 27th,
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah, the prosecutor said they're going to retry this. I did not know the numbers on this. So here's the hardest thing in these trials to me, right? Most of these women were from 2003 and 2004. So you're almost 20 years ago, and there isn't any evidence beyond a he said, she said at this point.
Right.
Because to my knowledge, I don't think any of them went to the police.
No, not to my knowledge. They filed civil suit later on.
Right.
So, but I don't understand this. I mean, this is part of the criminal justice system that I don't understand. If you can't, like, they never refiled. I guess they found OJ not guilty, which is not the same as a mistrial. And this is a mistrial with prejudice means you can't retry him for it, right? But that's not what happened here. This seems kind of weird to me. So you can go on trial and they don't find you guilty, and then you can just go back. They can just keep, as long as it's not dismissed with prejudice, they can just keep retrying you for the same shit over and over and over again. Technically speaking,
Sure.
that doesn't seem very due processy to me.
No, and it's very expensive.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's gotta
you're
be a
looking
limit
at
to this
millions
shit.
and millions of dollars here. A case like this has been going on for roughly 3 years now.
Well, technically, it's been going on since 2017.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, if the actual court process has been going on since 2019.
Yes. So, I mean, you're probably looking at $3.5 to $4 million there in just legal fees
Minimum.
alone.
Minimum. And because it's a mistrial, he's still on the hook for the money, for paying his attorneys.
Oh, yeah.
And if it goes to trial again and he gets found not guilty, then the other side might be responsible for it. But right now, he's still on the hook for all this.
Well, let's face it; those women don't have that money. Right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm not taking this. I have no idea what the fuck happened to this case. He might be a total piece of shit. As a matter of fact, anybody that's involved in Scientology probably is, frankly. But I don't know. This seems very bizarre.
It's very bizarre, and I've said this before in the past, and I'll say it again. So I used to play softball with him. On this, he had that 70s show team, and if somebody fell out, we were all kind of buddies, and I played with him. If you would have told me this story, I never would have said this in a million years. He was one of the nicest dudes ever, and but I mean, obviously, what somebody's like behind closed doors, who the fuck knows at this point. Mm-hmm. But, from a personal standpoint, he's been married for, maybe 11, 12 years at this point, and he's got kids and all that shit. The wife was there. She used to be an actress as well, and she was at the trial the entire time. But, looking at the years, that was 10 years before he got married, essentially. So I don't know the times that, we played softball were roughly two years after these supposed rapes took place. I never would have seen it or suspected it or anything else in a million years. He was a pretty nice, normal dude, to be honest with you. I didn't even know he's in Scientology until years later.
This is the definition, the FBI definition of a forcible rape. The carnal knowledge, I don't know why they use that phrase, that's weird. The carnal knowledge of a female forcibly and against her will attempts or assaults to commit rape by force or threat of force are also included. However, statutory rape without force and other sex offenses are excluded. So forcible rape is just rape. Mm-hmm. And then sexual assault is everything else, I guess.
Okay.
And then statutory rape as well. So this is this common rape.
Okay.
I really don't understand how we adjudicate these things. And I'm not entirely sure that 12 fucking jabronis off the street is the best way to come to come to a conclusion
any of
on
these
this.
conclusions. I think you should go to school for this and become a professional juror. It should be like.
But how do you protect that?
Prize fighting or something where it's like these judges have to have some form of training or
well,
knowledge
the
about
judges do,
bullshit.
but you mean the jury? Yeah,
the jury,
I
yes,
agree.
the jury.
The jury is like a bunch of fucking chuckleheads that are given some instruction by the prosecution and by the judge.
Yeah. You ever go to jury duty?
Oh, yeah.
It's the worst form of humans
It's like
on the planet.
we need a foreman for the jury. Can anybody read?
Yeah. Just
can
one person can they read.
Can you also write?
Yep.
Sweet. You're
good. You're the
Yeah.
guy.
I don't know.
So yeah, who really knows though? And by the way, I'm telling that story in case you dig up a fucking picture of me hanging out with him, and you're like, "Yo, what the fuck, Ross?" For real, man. I would have never seen it, but who knows? I didn't know any of these people were in Scientology either, so it's not like they openly chatted about it. He never chatted about it, or his brother.
About Scientology or raping people?
Both. So his brother too, his brother's girlfriend. I knew all of them. Like they never talked about Scientology. So who fucking knows, dude? But yeah, this is a super strange one. And like I said earlier on RPR, Paul Haggis just went through almost the exact same trial. This was a civil suit against a woman that he allegedly groped or raped or whatever. And he had gotten out of Scientology. And I find it odd that all of a sudden this case pops up from 10, 15 years ago, and then he has to go on trial for it. Now, he lost.
Yeah.
But he's also still not in Scientology right now.
Yeah, but I also kind of feel like there are ambulance chasers in this industry, in the Me Too industry now, that are just like going down the list, going down the roster of especially dudes who were really popular from the mid 90s to the mid 2000s. And it's like, all right, fucking put out a fucking ad on Google search or something. When somebody searches for Danny Masterson, have you ever been raped by Danny Masterson? Apply
Call
here.
this number, yeah.
It's like the 3M ear protection bullshit or something.
Have you, as someone you know, been raped by a celebrity?
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't it kind of feel like that is happening as well?
It does, because Spacey's the latest one here. You know, with Spacey, he just went through that trial with Anthony Rapp. They found him not guilty of that, by the way, and that was 40. That was close to 40 years ago.
Yeah,
35 years ago.
There's like a bunch of people connected to Spacey.
Oh, 100%. Look, I'm not even gonna fucking pretend to cover up for Spacey, but the latest one, I think it was maybe a month and a half ago. Bob, look it up. I think 5 people sued in maybe London, and they're going to trial for that, or they press charges, criminal charges against Spacey. So they're trying to get him any which way they can now, even with all those people dying. But
he was the head of a theater over there.
Yeah, was it the Vic?
Let me check.
Kevin Spacey was?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, just look at his face. He definitely should not be in charge of young people.
No.
Come on now.
No. And it's been real questionable for years there at this point. But he also lost a civil suit against the production. Oh, the production of House of Cards.
Oh, yeah.
$45 million. So
Yeah.
he's got to repay or pay them $45 million. I don't know if he has.
I think he should have to
$45
pay the fans that money because we wanted a satisfying conclusion to that story. And now we'll never get it.
Well, he wanted to come back and do it. That wasn't on him.
Obviously, that's not an option at this point.
He wanted to do it, baby.
I don't know.
Call him today. He'd probably do that fucking thing. But yeah, Bob, look up those people because I think it's 5. It's like 5 of them or something like that. In the meantime, I'll get to our next sponsor, which is Lucy.co. You're going to get $10 off your first order when you use promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. Shipping is always free. Lots of adults choose to use nicotine. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it. If you're one of the millions of adults who use nicotine, you know that not all products are the same. And there's one new product that stands above the rest. Lucy Breakers are the only nicotine pouch that gives you a blast of flavor from the first moment to the last. Each pouch contains a capsule. You break it open and release a rush of flavor that doesn't fade away like those other pouches, you know, like the ones that rhyme with thin. They come in so many flavors: mints, berry, citrus, mango, even espresso. Sometimes I like to pronounce the X, sometimes I don't. They come in so many flavors that it'll actually make you question whether or not you need to get all of them. Try them all. You don't have to go to the gas station or the corner store to get them. Just order online and they'll be shipped straight to your door. Every order gets free shipping. Plus, if you subscribe, you'll get 15% off and never run out. Everybody uses these things all the time. around here, and then we always see the empty fucking cans and all that.
Yeah,
bullshit.
there's some back here.
I know.
Well, this way.
Yeah. Everybody who's guest-wise and everybody else uses these all the time. They're the biggest in the biz. You hear them on all the best podcasts. We thank them for being here. So whether you choose to use nicotine while working, creating, or playing, Lucy Breakers are the intelligent choice. We get a special offer for our listeners. That's $10 off your first order when you use the promo code Drinkin' Bros at checkout, and shipping is always free. It's lucy.co. Promo code Drinkin' Bros to receive $10 off and free shipping. Visit lucy.co for more details. And we thank Lucy for sponsoring the podcast. Always, there's the fine print here, too. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. This product does contain nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. Okay, kids? But you knew that. You knew that. Next up, San Francisco murder bots. That's a fun one. San Francisco's ruling board of supervisors has voted to let the city's police use robots that can kill. Can we get a round of applause for that, please? Let's go. Let's go, dude. Finally, RoboCop is real. It's out in the street, and we're going to let it kill people. The measure permits police to deploy robots equipped with some explosives for extreme circumstances. Dr. Catherine Connolly from the group Stop Killer Robots.
That's a real organization.
It's a real organization. Kids.
Stop Killer Robots. And to be honest, I've never wanted to be involved in an organization more than that because it sounds like something from fucking Futurama, doesn't it?
Do they have a logo, Bob? Does Stop Killer Robots have a fun logo?
It's Bender from Futurama, circle, line through them.
That should be all it is, right?
I mean, that might be a trademark violation, but...
Well, we'll find out. Less autonomy. Look at that. Look at that. More humanity. And they use... Is that a picture of a dude? Is that a little Mo there?
What? I don't know. It's a guy in a beanie, I guess.
Strange.
Was it Tim?
Like that's not the guy you want to protect, though.
Is that Tim Pool?
It looks like it. Stop Killer Robots, dude. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I guess Bill Schofield's right. It would be Santa from Futurama. He's the guy that was murdering everybody.
Yeah. The city's police told the BBC they do not currently operate any robots equipped with lethal force. And a spokesperson for the police said that robots could potentially be equipped with explosive charges to breach fortified structures containing violent, armed, or dangerous subjects. They also said robots could be used to incapacitate. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I guess you could strap a flashbang or something to a drone and just fly it up next to somebody and pop it.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Now, these people are saying that it will only be used in extreme situations. And opponents say that the further militarization of the police force is something we should kind of avoid. I mean, they both have points, but this tech has already been used in Texas. Remember the Dallas shooter?
Oh, yeah, dude.
That killed those cops.
Yep.
What was that, 2018 maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
He was he was hiding behind some barricade or something, and they drove a little fucking robot with 2 pounds of C4 or Semtex on it around the corner and blew his ass up.
That's great.
So, in principle, I'm not really opposed to that. Now, the state having bombs that it could use against the public, not necessarily the best thing, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe one of those Uvalde cops goes in if he has a robot in front of him, right?
Robot bomb, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I think we should give them bombs and just see what happens, you know?
Yeah.
Just kind of, I think you guys need to just chill out a little bit, all right? I trust a robot with a grenade, and I want to see that go down somewhere.
Well, I mean, it depends on the operator, right? Like, you're talking about a fucking inanimate object. Well, two, the bomb and the robot. It can only be operated by the person. Now, if you give the AI robot a bomb and say, hey, use this, but only in extreme situations, now the problem becomes the definition of an extreme situation.
It does.
The robot's like, I haven't had any oil. Bomb.
Yeah. Blow that fucker up, dude.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of people I'd like to use that on, though. Let's be real. I mean, if I could buy one of those robots that could blow up shit, that'd be fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty funny to get some really small drones and put some artillery simulators on them.
Yeah.
And just flying by and blow them up. Because look, you're not gonna, unless somebody wraps their hand around it, it's not gonna do them any damage. But it is loud as fuck.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like it makes this high pitched whirring or hissing sound or whatever. It's to simulate incoming artillery. right? So the sound of it traveling through the air and then a giant explosion. They use them at Nick at Night in infantry training. There's this long, muddy field with barbed and concertina wire all over, and you have to crawl under it and do all this stupid bullshit. And there's holes in the ground everywhere where artillery simulators just popping off the whole time.
Okay.
It was actually pretty fun, I think.
Yeah.
Loud, but it's a really fun way to troll somebody. So no heart conditions, maybe. Don't do it to those people. Keep it like under 45 years old.
Sure.
Something like that.
I agree with all of that.
That'd be a fun thing.
Yeah. Fuck, I'd like to do it to my own team sometimes, like the Falcons. Like if they played terribly, just have a robot come out there and blow up the players.
Yeah.
You know, just get rid of them.
Well, the Redskins do that. They have some artillery bullshit that goes off before their games, and they never warn you.
Oh, that's true.
And now they're like one of the teams that's them and the Cowboys, ironically enough, are two of the teams that are most deeply associated with the veteran community now.
Yeah.
So every time I go to a fucking Redskins game and they do that shit, hilarious.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, buttholes tighten up. And it gets me too, but it's pretty fun.
You ever go to a Longhorns game? Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, they do it too.
They blast that goddamn cannon off every fucking time.
They did it, and like, who do they play?
They almost blew Baylor off the goddamn
it was
field.
Baylor, yeah.
Remember that video?
Dudes were like warming up. They were like, "Hey, sorry you're warming up, but it's time for the cannon." Boom.
It's time for the cannon. Went right above that
Baylor
guy's head.
Like, what the fuck
I know.
are you doing? I mean, that's dangerous. That's how fucking what's his name?
Robert E. Lee.
Well, no. What's his name? Bruce Lee's kid. What was his name?
Oh, Brandon Lee. Yeah.
That's how he died. It wasn't a bullet. It was a projectile stuck in the barrel, and they just fired it off, and the pressure carried it. So what happens if something gets stuck in the barrel and you just blow some Baylor football player's head completely?
And
out
it's
of his body?
right at the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
It's not like it's far away.
No, it's fucking wild.
It's wild. As you can see, kids, I got the new flannel on. Go to the DB store, drinkinbros.com. Click on the store. We got Christmas options there. Got some new hoodies. And these new flannels are the fucking jam, dude. I'm wearing the shit out of these. It's actually cold in Texas. Freezing out there. And these things are great, dude. Big fan. You can get it with the original crests. I got the Drinkin' Bros Dads one on today. They got the Defund Politicians one. Those are nice. And if you're looking for some stocking stuffers or some glassware, glassware's great. The glassware we make is some of the best in the biz out there. Drinkin' Bros. And we've got some Hard AF Seltzer ones as well over there. Got a ton of stuff there on the old store to peruse through. Maybe get some hats for Christmas. Place those orders. What's that? The Drunk and Talk Politics?
Drunk and Ready to Talk Politics
There
is
you
the
go.
shirt that every single one of you should be wearing.
That's funny.
To your holiday gatherings.
Yeah,
for
it's
the
pretty
rest of
funny.
the year.
It's pop that up on screen, Bob. There you go.
It's a good conversation starter.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome. And then, as always, hop on over to hardafseltzer.com. Grab some seltzer. New flavors are out. We've been drinking the shit out of these. Boom. At the pina colada and the watermelon. They'll ship to 41 states right now, and then we're live in, I think, over 150 stores. Go down to Orlando, dude. Orlando's down there. Got some big stores down there.
What about the Panhandle?
A store that's totally awesome. So people are asking about the Panhandle. What the fuck does that mean? What? Yeah, what is the Panhandle of Florida?
Florida? Are you?
What is it?
Pensacola and all that shit, man.
Yeah,
Like
what's
Panama
there?
City.
You've been to the Panhandle.
PC Beach.
That's what they call the Panhandle.
Yeah, because it's
like
a
Alabama,
panhandle.
Florida.
Pensacola, Destin.
Yeah,
the
hillbilly.
whole state though looks like a panhandle. So like, what are we describing? Like the whole
No,
thing.
the
looks
state
like
is a wiener.
Yeah. Well, fucking.
Well,
panhandle.
actually, what it's really shaped like is an accommodator.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm not going to subscribe to that, but yeah, we're in. So if people are asking about the Panhandle, yeah, we're in fucking Destin. We're in Dunedin. We're in all that shit down there. So yeah, dude, fucking Clearwater, St. Pete's, everywhere. Orlando, every totally awesome place in the whole fucking state of Florida, Tennessee, everywhere. And you can go to the store locator, just type in your city or zip code. You're good to go. You don't have to say Panhandle. I saw that in the chat, and I was like, the fuck is that? The whole goddamn state's a Panhandle, for Christ's sake.
I got to be honest, man. Panhandle of Florida is a very commonly used phrase.
I have not heard it, dude.
Not as common as panel, but it's
Sure.
up
Yeah,
there.
It's up there.
Sure. Whole fucking state's a fucking Panhandle, dude. What are we doing? Why does one get that versus
Because it's
everyone
shaped
else?
like the handle of a pan, motherfucker.
The whole
Like, we
state of
can't-
Florida is.
We can't I don't want this show to run 2 hours.
Dumb, dude. That's dumb.
I'm so close to killing myself
That
right
is
now.
fucking dumb, dude. I don't care what they call it. Like, that's dumb. Whole fucking thing's a fucking panhandle. Get off my dick with that.
The state you live in has a panhandle.
It shouldn't. Why? Why should
Oklahoma has a panhandle.
Why? America itself has a panhandle then. Like, that's dumb. What are we doing? Why do we all need to claim a fucking panhandle? It's like putting a pronoun in your bio. Like, great, we already know you're a him, Bob. I see your dick.
It's like
I see your dick and balls inside your jeans.
I remember that job interview too.
Yes.
It's like people referring to Italy as the boot, right? Because it looks like a boot.
It does.
Yeah.
It does, but the whole fucking America does too.
No.
If you look at it sideways,
Nope.
who gives a shit? Fuck it. I mean, that's just dumb, for Christ's sakes. Go and fucking drink and be merry. 8% right to your fucking faces out there. Having a good time for Christmas, damn it.
Yeah, one of our, as you know, the studio is always open on weekdays for people to come watch and hang out and stuff.
And get drunk.
And somebody
oh, shit. That's right, dude.
Somebody
Try to go for the record.
Well, he didn't end up making it through the whole second part of the show because
No.
his I don't know if his wife was mad at him or if she just if it was babysitting time.
Well, so here's the deal. During the election show, we had a gentleman.
I'm not talking
record.
about the election show. I'm talking about this week.
So, but during the election show, a gentleman set the record and had 13 hard AF seltzers. That is the record. Nobody's ever beat it, including ourselves.
And I don't recommend.
What's your? I think I've gone 9.
7 or 8, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
9 was the most that I went, and I was like, man, I get the fuck out of here.
I don't recommend trying to break that record. It's not a good idea.
You know, if you can, you can. I thought Homeboy, who did it, was fine. But so everybody, because we leave the studio open, everybody's welcome to watch a live show and then come on at the end for Drinkin' Bro of the Week and shout out whoever you want. With that, he came in, was super, super amped, and he got to 11, and then shit went real sideways for him.
Yeah.
And his wife had to drag him out of here.
It kind of goes like that. You can tell it's like somebody will have their first and like, oh, this is actually really good. It doesn't taste like 8%.
Yep.
And to me, that's like somebody saying, hey, watch this. And then somewhere around the third one, they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get fucked up. I'm like, no, you're not starting to get fucked up. What happened was you just realized how fucked up you are, which is not the same thing as I'm starting to get fucked up.
The fucking pina colada ones, by the way, holy shit. And watermelon, you don't taste the alcohol at all. I mean, it goes down so easy. You're like, oh, shit. I mean, 3 or 4 are gone. You're like, fuck, man, I got wasted on accident. It's great, but yeah, he didn't break the record, so it still stands. His wife had to carry him out of here, and that was it. We haven't seen or heard from him since.
Well,
he might be dead.
I wouldn't have expected to. He's
might be dead.
I would also say we don't encourage you to go for any records with the seltzer necessarily.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
I don't either. But what I will say is, before you came in today, I had to restock that fridge. I had to put 48 more in there because, I mean, people were going for it that day.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, it sure is. Next up, Elon Musk, Tim Cook, squash the beef. Look at these guys coming together, having a chat, ended up solving everything. Tesla CEO Elon Musk took to Twitter this week to blast Apple's policies, including them pulling advertising, which was around $50 million, and also for ragging on Apple for charging all the apps 30%. Rightfully so, in my opinion. But the newly minted Twitter owner said any strain had been resolved as of Wednesday afternoon, which is yesterday. So it's all over. What was the conversation? Because he described it as a pretty decent and a pretty good conversation with Tim Cook, and said Cook made it clear that Apple's App Store would not be removing Twitter. And then Musk ended up thanking him on a tour at the Apple campus. Was that where they were? Because I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
It was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I saw a photo or something, and I was just like, oh, is that Apple's campus? Because it looks nicer than any college campus I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a big one.
I have not been there before.
Cupertino.
Yeah. Have you been out there?
Hmm?
Okay.
Yeah, they're in Facebook. They're huge.
Okay. Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
pay no property taxes, so that's great.
Do they really?
0.
I didn't know that. How do they skate that in California?
The same way that people do it here in Texas, which is like you go talk to somebody in the governor's business liaison board and say, hey, I'm going to bring my company here. I can create X amount of jobs. You give me a 7 to 10 year respite on property tax.
Okay.
And then you just do that all over again in 9 years.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Just because you're bringing so many jobs into the economy, I guess?
Well, it's more like, hey, I'm bringing in a lot of jobs, and a lot of those people will probably contribute to your campaign.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. So what do you think this conversation was like between Musk and Cook?
I mean, if I had to guess, Elon was probably like, I don't like what you're doing. And Tim Cook, who is super gay, by the way, would have said something super gay. My feeling.
He said, "I'll suck your dick." If
Well,
you
no,
stop talking about Apple.
I think what it was probably like was like, hey, you like China, right? It's like, yeah, I fucking love China. Oh, you do? Oh, I fucking. And they just sucked China's dick together for fucking 2 or 3 hours. And gave him a tour of the facility and left.
Yeah, that's probably how that all shook out.
I guess. I mean, look, they're fucking two rich dudes colluding to make more money together.
Well, how many active users does Twitter actually have?
Fucking 20, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, what's
I have no idea. He did.
Bob, get that number. Just look up Twitter's active users and then see what that is, because I guarantee you he probably at least used that number, right, in that conversation.
The number, or this was published by Statista on November 11th, 2022. It's 237 million active users, which is not good.
It's not
it's
good,
also
but
not.
it's a lot of people,
That's
though.
probably not even true, to be honest.
Yeah.
Elon tweeted this morning that they were going to be annihilating a bunch of fucking bots and spam accounts this morning and this afternoon. So if your follower count goes way down,
I'll check right now, actually.
That's probably why. I expect mine to, because almost everybody every new follower I get is some fucking random porn.
Yeah, once you hit a threshold of having a certain amount of followers, you will just start accumulating bot followers as well.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's either that,
so far so good. I've got the same number.
It's either porn bots or fucking crypto bots. One of the two.
Okay. Strange, man.
Yeah.
Strange. I think, man, I don't think it'd be great for Apple if they left, obviously. Like, how well are those fucking phones actually doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was one guy, I'm just thinking about this out loud right now. If there was one guy who could actually build a dope-ass phone and get it out to the world that everybody would buy, it seems like everything Elon does, it just sells out in seconds. A fucking... Because can't you picture in your mind like a Tesla silver phone that would just be dominant and fucking sweet?
Maybe. I mean, so he also said today that we're 6 months out from the Neuralink thing being put into people's brains, but all the fucking data I can find show that these monkey tests are not going great.
Yeah, the monkeys lost their shit, right?
There's like, it's accomplished some interesting things, but also they're biting their own hands off and stuff, which is not something that I look for. Like, how do you gauge whether a new piece of technology is good or not? One, does it perform the function it says it does? Yes. Is it affordable? Yes. Do you bite your own hand off? Yeah. Oh, yes to that?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, that's going to be a no for me.
I get a bounce out of that.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't have a good read on any of this.
Any shot that Kanye might have had the chip implanted, and that's what's happening to him.
That would be pretty funny if that's what's happening.
That might be it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking bananas, dude. But I'm looking forward to it. I want to see a human bite their hand off when I'm at lunch.
Maybe not
a good
the
story.
Whole hand, but a finger or two. It would be nice, yeah.
It's a good story where it's like, hey, man, did you hear about that guy who bit his hand off at the sushi place? Yeah, man, I was right next to him. I was having a California roll, and homeboy just went to town on his own hand. And we all kind of freaked out, and there was a lot of blood, but, it was pretty good lunch,
Yeah.
Got a lot accomplished.
At least it wasn't boring.
Like an investor meeting or something like that. Next up, who's to blame for inflation? I'm sure you can recall the last 2 years when we were told that there was no inflation, and we were told inflation is transitory and that it won't last long. Well, a year later, we're still in a deep recession, but don't worry. Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen gave an explanation on some shitty late night show. Of course, there was the classic Russia invading Ukraine thing, which they've been pushing that for a while, which actually our economy went into the shitter well before that. And, Congress sending over $100 billion worth of money certainly didn't help with inflation during all of this. But the real kicker here is that Yellen appeared to blame inflation on us. Like us, just you and I and every American in the country here.
Well,
What was the explanation behind that there from us exactly for the audience here?
Well, here's this. I wish I was making this up, but this is what this stupid bitch said. She said that the recovery from the economic fallout from COVID was so strong that it convinced people to go out and splurge on everything and not save their money, right?
Which is a lie.
Not true, yes. Considerably or demonstrably not true. And then she says, it turned out the pandemic had very special impacts on the economy. Remember, everybody stopped spending on services. Instead, people spent more on quote unquote, spent more on grills and technology and office equipment as they were working from home. They were in their homes for a year or more, and they wanted to buy grills and office furniture. They were working from home. They suddenly started splurging on goods, buying technology, which led to supply chain quote bottlenecks. Well, there you have it, folks.
That's it, right? We solved it. I think we solved
The
it.
reason that you are struggling to pay your bills, to buy food for your family, to afford to keep your house warm this winter, it's because you're irresponsible. And it's because Joe Biden and Janet Yellen did such a great job.
They did.
And then you rewarded their great job with your irresponsible behavior. And now we have 40-year high inflation. Now we are in fucking 3/4 deep into a fucking recession because of you, you stupid son of a bitch.
Why even say it? Why even come out and just say that to
because
people? I don't, nobody's sitting at home believing it, right? Like there's not one person who's sitting at home going, man, you're right. It was us.
Yeah, 40% of the country that voted for this asshole believe it. Yeah, 100%.
Boy, dude.
But this is the thing. It's like in the end, the state would tell you that, or the party would tell you that 2 + 2 = 5, and you would have to believe it. That's what this is. More and more outlandish until they fucking finally blame you for all of this stuff.
Damn it, man. I hate it so much. Yep. I hate it so fucking much because we're all expected to be so dumb that it was like, oh man, it was us that did it, you know? Shit, we did this. I remember when the pandemic was going on and when it ended. And the first thing that I definitely didn't do is like, man, I could really use a Lambo right now. I think everything's going to be great. I think everything's going to be fine. Nobody did that. Nobody did any of this shit.
It wasn't that, look, it certainly wasn't spending billions of dollars on foreign countries. It wasn't the fact that 80% of all U.S. currency has been printed in the last 30 months, right?
Yeah.
All the U.S. currency that exists, 80% of it has been printed in the last 30 months. And we're a fiat currency, which means there's nothing, no standard, no gold backing it. None of that. It's because you wanted spinning rims on your lawnmower.
Yeah, dude.
That's why.
We did it. We bought all that shit, and we caused the inflation. So I think it's solved, and I don't even know that we need her anymore.
By the way, her we're talking about, she's the Secretary of Treasury.
Yeah, it's Janet Yellen.
She's supposed to be the person who is the premier expert on the economy in the United States. And this is what she said. The Biden administration's position is that the inflation that we're experiencing right now is because of you and your behavior. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucking insane. I don't know where you go from here because now it's us, right? First it was Russia and everything else. Then it was the shortages from COVID and blah, blah, blah. Now it's just us who did it, Dan. So we should be the ones that feel bad about it.
I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Fuck you people.
Last but not least here, LeBron James had a press conference yesterday after the game was over, and this was an unprovoked question, and he wanted to know why the media wasn't treating Jerry Jones the same way as Kyrie Irving regarding this photo from
I have the clip, I think.
65 years ago. Yeah, if you can go ahead and play that, Bob. For the people, fire away.
I got one question for you guys before you guys leave. I was thinking when I was on my way over here, I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that.
Okay.
Hold on. And I don't even want you guys to say nothing.
But you had a
when
question.
I watched Kyrie talk and he says, I know who I am, but I want to keep the same energy when we're talking about my people and the things that we've been through. And that Jerry Jones photo is one of those moments that our people, black people, have been through in America. And I feel like as a black man, as a black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, it's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago and we all make mistakes, I get it. But it seemed like it's just been buried under like, oh, it happened. Okay, we just move on. And I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received that question from you guys. Appreciate it.
And then just walked out, right? So I saw your Twitter feed this morning regarding this. And Bob, if you could pull up the photo of Jerry Jones, I believe it was from 65 years ago, if I'm correct.
Yes, you are correct.
And he was 14 years old. Am I also correct on that? Bob, you can just kind of scroll over his head there. There he is. And it appears as if his school was being segregated for the first time, right?
Resegregated.
I'm
sorry, desegregated.
Desegregated. Okay,
yeah. So I guess
I apologize.
integrated would be the word, I guess, technically, but yeah, it's
and North Little Rock High School. Okay, there it is. All right, great. One of those white students is Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. All right, so looking at this photo, obviously this went on in American history. We studied it growing up as kids. We've all seen the textbooks. We've all seen the photos of all of this. It doesn't appear that he's doing anything malicious other than looking on right now at the school that he's currently going to. Mm-hmm. What's he supposed to say for this? One. Two, do you know how many black people he's made fucking rich over the years?
Yeah, sure. I don't know that I would say he's made black people rich. They've had a very mutually beneficial relationship.
Yes.
Right?
But if he could have just drafted white players if he wanted to.
No, he couldn't.
I mean, not and win, right?
No, he definitely could not.
He's not going to win without Leon Lett, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. Let's be real about that. But yeah, I mean, certainly.
No, I'm saying not winning. But if he wanted to, yeah, dude, you could.
Yeah, but here that's not the right point to make. The right point to make is that all the hundreds of black men that he's helped become millionaires, which is the reality of the situation, none of them have anything negative to say about him. So it's one thing. It's one thing to show a photo like Jay Williams is talking about it on ESPN this morning about how he
wants an apology, right?
Well, no, he wants not an apology. No, he what Jay Williams is. I think what he said made sense. He said he wanted Jerry Jones to come out and say that racism is wrong and you don't endorse any of this stuff, instead of saying I was just there because I was curious, which is what Jerry Jones did have to say about that photo, which is a bizarre thing to say, frankly. Now he said, yeah, I understand this was 65 years ago, but it is part of his body of work. That's true, and to your point, you're correct as well. A larger part of his body of work is providing a workspace for black dudes to become millionaires, to elevate themselves out of poverty and the middle class into the very highest earners in the world.
Yeah.
That's also part of his body of work. And absent from his body of work are any videos or quotes or stuff from him saying racist shit. I've never seen any of that.
Yeah.
Right? He did have some things to say about players kneeling on the field, and what he said was, this is Texas. And they're going to read that. Stephen A. Smith said the same thing that I'm saying right now this morning. People in Texas are going to read that as unpatriotic, and we can't do that here. It's going to affect our bottom line as a team, and I will make that affect your bottom line as a player as well, which I think is a reasonable thing to do.
Same.
So, yeah, that's half of this conversation. The other half is, or I'm sorry, that's a third of it. The middle third is, why the fuck would they ask LeBron James about this in the first place? You're from Cleveland, not Dallas. Who cares? This has nothing to do with you. You don't have a personal relationship with the Cowboys or Jerry Jones himself. Maybe you were a fan at some point, but there's a lot of fucking fans of the team out there.
Yeah.
So who cares? You played with Kyrie Irving. You've defended Kyrie Irving repeatedly.
Right.
Right? Fair enough. That's the middle third. The other part is, the same thing that we always talk about with this fucking just a completely self-absorbed piece of shit that LeBron James is. You're going to say all this stuff about things that happened 65 years ago. You're not going to say a goddamn word about the 1,400 active Uyghur Muslim concentration camps where literal genocide is happening right now. And the reason you're not saying anything about it is because you make money from that country.
Well, it's on his chest. Yeah. They wear the Wish logo on their chest, and that's part of the team and all that other stuff.
So maybe that's why the media isn't asking you or appealing to you as a source of information or an authority on social justice, because you don't actually believe in that shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe in liberty for everybody, you don't believe in it, period. And he doesn't believe in it for everybody, because if he did, he would cancel any kind of relationship he had where he's making money off of China, period.
The other part of this is I actually don't have a problem with Jerry Jones' statement of why he was there and he was curious. If a bunch of news reporters, like in this photo, showed up outside the school there causing a commotion about something that was going in, every kid would walk out there. Every single kid would do the same thing.
I don't have a problem with him saying he was there because he was curious, but it is very easy for Jerry Jones to say, and it costs him nothing to say, I'm against what happened there. That seems like a very obvious thing to add onto the end. I went there as a child because I was curious about what was happening. Obviously, I don't support any of that bullshit.
Right.
Like, I have deep, long relationships, both personal and business, with black people.
Yeah.
And they don't have anything negative to say about me. None of the ones that know me have anything negative to say about me.
Yep.
And fucking go interview them. Ask them if I've ever said anything out of pocket to them or treated them poorly.
I think the reason he didn't is it should be so obvious that why would you have to reinforce it now after all these years and all the help you've done?
You just did it earlier in the show about Danny Masterson. If you see me in a picture with Danny Masterson, just know I didn't know about any of this fucking stuff. That's a reasonable thing for you to say. And
sure. Yeah. I guess you're right.
Very reasonable for Jerry Jones to say.
Absolutely.
Look, I don't support, and especially as a rich dude that operates primarily in a black business, I guess, where the employees are primarily black.
Yeah.
I think he has the responsibility to say, hey man, You can choose who your fucking people are, your family, whomever else. I've been surrounded by black people my entire life now, or the majority of my fucking adult life at this point, right? And they don't, like, the people that know me don't have anything to say about me. I am against racism, period. And just say that. It doesn't cost you anything to say that. Why not?
The other part of this, too, because I was telling Bob this before we got started today, we've interviewed a ton of Cowboys on this show.
They fucking love Jerry
Over
Jones.
the year. They've all black players. They love Jerry Jones.
Because he fucking pays them.
Well, not only that,
even when it's not right to do so, Zeke.
Right. Yeah, with Zeke Elliott or Dak Prescott, just based on talent. But the last one we had was Tank Lawrence.
Yeah.
Last player we had on the show was Tank Lawrence. So even with Tank, when we got the call, he said, hey, we're going to switch this up and go to this other address. Jerry Jones found out about the interview, gave us access to his personal steakhouse for Tank Lawrence to go to do the interview, for everything else. And I asked Tank before the interview started, I said, does Jerry Jones do this shit all the time? And he goes, all the time. And he goes, dude, if you want advice about finances, about business, about anything, he will literally go to any length to help you out. And he goes, he's the best. And every single player, Michael Irvin included, I said, he is the best, dude. So much so, even Michael Irvin was just like, dude, you feel bad, like you're asking him for favors and shit, because you don't want to take that much time from him, because he's always helping people do all kinds of shit. And it's so it's shitty. It sucks. I fucking hate LeBron James as if I needed one more reason to.
Yeah, he's a terrible person. And by the way, I don't know Jerry Jones, and I'm not.
I don't either.
I'm not here to defend him. Frankly, if somebody showed up with some quotes of him saying some fucked up shit, I wouldn't be that surprised. He's like an 80-fucking-year-old white man who clearly grew up in some tumultuous times around race and probably carried some of that into his adult life. You would like to think that he's gotten over that and made amends if he had done anything, or that his positions on these things have changed and become more modern or whatever the fuck. But I don't know. How the fuck do I know? But what I do know is there's an absence of evidence of him being a racist. And
with the players that we've interviewed over the years, they've nothing but love for that guy. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's a hero.
Yeah, BT Bates, Marcus Spears won't shut the fuck up about how much he loves Jerry. Any Cowboys player, especially
every Cowboys player is like that. All of them love
the
him.
ones from the '90s, especially love that dude.
Even the ones now, though, like Tank and those guys, they love him.
But the guys who are in the media now, who are former players,
gotcha.
They never have a bad thing to say about that guy. And to be honest, man, I feel like they would probably say something if there was something to be said there.
Yeah.
And again, to LeBron's point, he's focused on this issue because it involves his race. But it's in
his buddy. Kyrie Irving is one of his best friends.
But it's that stuff's in the past. Like this stuff that's happened, the stuff that's happening right now. That is a social justice issue where people are literally dying every single day. We've done reports about this before.
Yeah.
Chinese physicians are going around these Uyghur Muslim camps, and if a woman gets pregnant, they fucking inject shit into her belly to kill the child.
Yeah.
That's a regular thing that happens there. And you still take their money.
Yeah.
So I don't want to fucking hear from you.
Just exhausting to watch all these people learn about the world in real time.
Oh, my God. Well, I mean, you remember in 2018 the shit with Daryl Morey where he was like, hey, fucking China's got some shit going on over there. And Adam Silver and LeBron James both came after Daryl Morey.
Yes.
And LeBron, this is what he had to say about it. He was like, I think Daryl Morey doesn't understand the situation, that he's ignorant about it. Then 2 or 3 months later.
Said, I think he's misinformed.
Yeah,
and that's what he said, yeah.
And then 2 or 3 months later when fucking somebody in the media, I don't remember who it was, had the temerity to ask LeBron, like, hey, are you still taking China's money because it's fucked up over there? He goes, well, I don't really know enough to comment on that. You know enough to call Daryl Morey misinformed, but not enough to fucking lose a little bit of. You're a billionaire, bro.
Yeah.
You can't throw away a couple of million to save people's lives or to at least bring fucking, like, fuck this cunt.
Yeah, I hate LeBron James, dude. Now's the point of the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the week. Go to drinkinbros.com, fill out the submission form. It comes right to our email. I'm on the email now, so I'm good to go here. This was Eric Malloy from Wisconsin. Been a member of Drinkin' Bros since episode 10. He's nominating Ziggy and every other furry monster out there.
What's happening right now?
You can nominate anyone. So he's saying, this is the Drinkin' Bro of the week. This is Ziggy. He's got a picture here. He says he's a wonderful kitten that for the last 15 years has unconditionally loved me. He is sick and old, and so I'm going to let him go soon so he doesn't suffer. His purring while he was playing would always bring a smile to my face. He was not the kind of cat to hide. He would always be outside and playing. He was very much there for me, and he saved my life. The Drinkin' Bro is all the furry monsters out there who love us and that keep us sane. Cheers, fuckers. And that's it's from Eric Malloy from Wisconsin. You can say anything. We said this on the show yesterday. It can be happy, sad. It could be about a relative, a friend, whatever you want, or even a cat. And today was Ziggy the cat. I think that's the first cat in 1,500 episodes that we've had.
I think so, yeah.
As a drinking cat of the week. Don't give your cat any hard AF seltzers. I can tell you that. All right, it's not going to end up well. Saw what happened to a mouse in the warehouse one time, and man, that fucking thing died. You know? R.I.P. to that thing. Thanks for joining us, kids. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. Just click a 5-star. There's no reviews there, so you don't have to do anything. Again, that's all the advertisers want. Damn it. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night.